And welcome back. Well, as we begin June, we begin Immigration Heritage Month, and today on our show, we have Mayor Noel Hatch with us today. We also have a gentleman who is working with this project that I think is absolutely fantastic. We have Ed Tao. And again, as I said, it's Immigration Month, and it's a heritage event that takes place throughout the month of June. Mayor, tell me about the history of this. Is this something new, or has it been going on?
No, it is something relatively new. I received an email about a month ago, unsolicited, to the city email account that I have there from a Keenan Tui, who is apparently a director or associated with a website called Welcome Us.
Okay.
And Welcome Us is the spot on the internet, the site that you can tell stories about your ancestors, about your story. It has a board of directors that you would be overwhelmed with of the quality of the people that are working this. It's relatively new. So 3 years ago, this is the third year. So 3 years ago was the initial Immigrant Heritage Month, and the Obama administration embraced this, and it is now spread nationwide, so that last year, in June of 2015, that month produced about 21 governors and 66 mayors throughout the country, and business leaders and so forth celebrated this Immigrant Heritage Month. With that thought in mind, it occurred to me that we have in our community, I believe, probably more stories about the immigrants that we have and our ancestors, our people that have come here.
Right.
So I said, why not join this and celebrate our immigrant heritage in Laguna Woods Village? So I looked for someone. I said, who would I talk to that might get this rolling? And the man on my left is the gentleman that I called, Ed Tao. And Ed can share with you his reaction to this concept.
Sure. How did you get it?
Oh, I was so excited when Mayor Noel called me, simply because I long think the foundation of this country, America, that we all live and love, is composed of immigrants from all over. And more precisely, our club, ACC, Association of Condo and Co-ops, is composed of people from all ethnic groups, and they, in some way, all are immigrants, one time or the other. And our goal is to engage as many good people as possible to showcase what, if we do it together, well, just like the country would, we can help our village much better. If we find the best people to help everything, we need good people to serve on the board, to volunteer for everything that senior needs in this community, will be so much better off. So that's why I'm so excited. And also, I'm thinking our club will also celebrate this June month, which is the National Immigrant Heritage Month. And by doing activity coincide with this, showcase the cultural benefits that we all have brought with us. So we'll have a series of activity to support that and for the community's welfare as well.
Very good. What are some of the activities that you have planned?
Right now, the primary one is to proclaim June as Immigrant Month, Immigrant Heritage Month, and we'll do that at the next council meeting on June 15th.
Okay.
What we'd like you to do, residents, there are stories out there, I'm sure there are hundreds of stories of either the resident we have or their ancestors and their stories about coming to America and making a contribution here. That story can be published on this Welcome Us website.
Okay.
They can send the stories in. What I would like them to do is either to email me or call me at home and tell me that you have a story that you would like to share. And then we're going to bring a few to the city council meeting, 3 or 4, and let them tell the story, and they will be proxies, if you will, for the hundreds of stories that are out there.
All right. I just want to make note, we have your email on the screen there.
Good.
So it's nhatch@cityoflagunawoods.org.
Yeah, or they can call me, mail me it to my address. I'm in the phone book. Let me just read tell one brief story.
Please, yes.
There was a lady that has lived here for many years up in Gate 14. She and her family were in Shanghai when the communists attacked and were on the outskirts and bombarding Shanghai. Mm-hmm. They had passage on the last boat to leave Shanghai for Taiwan. And they only had 2 tickets, and there were about 7 in the family, and they spent the night praying, if you will, in an apartment in Shanghai, listening to the guns blowing holes in the city. And the uncle came in and said, "We've got to get out," because we were part of the nationalist government, her family. Mm-hmm. And he only had 2 tickets. He came in early that morning, and he said, "I have tickets for all of us." And so the entire family was able to escape Shanghai and take the last boat to Taiwan. Then they came here in March of 1955.
Wow.
They entered the United States, and she was 10 years old at the time. Mm-hmm. And let me just read a quick paragraph here. She said, "After settling in Fresno, California, 10 years, shock followed. On the second day after our arrival, I was sent to Longfellow Junior High School. I didn't speak English, nor knew my English name at the time. I couldn't tell money, coin from the lunch tokens. I was given comedy hour. All the students looked so much older, girls with makeup and boyfriends. I was given kindergarten books, See Spot Run, etc., to learn English along with my regular books, which were math, English, and spelling and geography. We also had PE. I will not go into details because you can imagine what it was like. I was shocked that I refused to speak, so I was put in the choir. This way I could open my mouth and sing. Anyway, I survived it all, and I went on and got a degree in mathematics at USC and raised 3 sons, one of whom is a nationally renowned and known artist, oil painter. Another one is an attorney that works here in Orange County, and the stories that are out there. There's a gentleman here that I know well, whose family escaped Syria when the Turks came and they had that Holocaust there. Came to the United States and scattered, not knowing anywhere where all the family was. He resides here in the community, and his parents, I believe, that came over. So there are a lot of these stories out there that really are the fabric of our community. Great stories. And so that was what prompted me to call Ed and to see what we could do to get some of those stories out in the public eye.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
It really is an exciting thing. We had a Nobel Prize winner here at one time that lived in our community. And
so Ed, are you going to be contributing a story as well?
I'm thinking about it because I think Noel's story is really touching, and it also touched my heart because my family started. My dad was a general with Chiang Kai-shek's army, and if we stayed in China, we will have no chance of surviving there. So the story we had told by my parents was, I actually have half sisters. 2 of them supposed to come, retreated to Taiwan with my mom and dad by airplane, the last plane leaving China.
Wow.
And at the Chengdu airport, they were told there's no more ticket. So my 2 half-sisters couldn't come with us. And so my mom gave most of her precious metals to my 2 half-sisters in China. And this day, they actually was applying for immigrant to to United States.
Wow.
Yes, and all my sisters, brother are here actually, living here. So our family is a little bit of the big turmoil in China at the time. And so there's so many good stories out there. So I might write something about that.
I think you should. Yeah, definitely.
I'm not going to write, but my great-great-uncle, as a 10-year-old boy, left England with his sister. His father was drunk and abandoned the family. His mother was in the United States in Utah. And so he and his sister took a boat from England alone, came over here, and ultimately connected with a wagon train that was going across the country. And
wow.
With 800 miles yet to go, he lost his shoes. So he walked the next 800 miles barefooted.
Wow.
And it was a foundling, really. They reached Utah, and he later became a marvelous author and speaker. He was elected to Congress, was not allowed to take his seat because he had polygamous roots in the family. Back in that time, the LDS Church had that practice.
Right.
And anyway, there are stories out there, and I guess our plea is to the residents, have some fun and think of those family stories and share them with me, and then we'll share them with the community.
Fantastic.
It is fantastic.
Yeah, that's great.
It
So
really
I want to say again, you can send your stories. There's the email on the screen to nhatch@cityoflagunawoods.org. And that way you can collate them and get them up to that website, right, that you were talking to us about.
Yeah, and they don't have to be long. I looked at the website this morning, a couple of three paragraphs, two or three paragraphs, and I read some, and they're rich.
Yeah, definitely. Well, your story is.
Yeah,
for sure.
Everyone is inspiring. I watched the website also. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
That's
And what's the name of that
America.
website again?
Welcome us.
Welcome us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Very good, gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
to see
Ken.
you.
Good to see
All right.
you.
You take care, and again, get your stories in. nhatch@cityoflagunawoods.org. Take care. We'll be right back. Very good.
Thanks.
Great.